welcome to Creatives Get Real. I'm Roben-Marie.
And I'm Sandi Keene, and these are real conversations about the creative life. Hey, Robin, how are you?
I'm doing great, Sandi. How are you?
I'm fine. We're just going to, because we're talking real. We're just going to be honest that Robin and I have been giggling for the last 15 minutes like schoolgirls. I mean, seriously, we're going to try to get through this because this is a really fun topic and we're going to try to get through it without laughing, but
oh, we're going to laugh. I mean, I tried to do the intro like 5 times and I couldn't stop laughing. So here we go.
Yeah, we're going to do it. So we're going to talk. I thought this was such a fun topic. If you were stranded on a desert island with a little art bag and you were only allowed to have 10 items, what would they be? Mm-hmm. So we've both made our lists and we don't know what each other said. I'm really curious to see how much overlap there is. And I want to see what you've got in your bag.
Oh, I know there's going to be overlap for sure.
How
big is the bag?
It's up to you, as big as you want.
Good.
You have a trash bag in there?
I don't know, maybe. And I'm thinking, rather than a deserted island, maybe we're looking at one of those Bora Bora, Fiji places where you have the plank walks out, you got the little space at the end and or over the water, and it's super inspirational. Maybe kind of like that. That's my vision.
That sounds really good. I'm not sure I would take art stuff to something like that. Like, there's better things to do. But let's say that's our setup.
Okay.
All right. So do you want to start with your first item?
Yes.
And these are in no particular order.
Yeah, no particular order. Glue stick.
Okay.
Might get hungry while I'm there too, so.
You did admit to being a paste eater. It's been a while, but
this is true. But yeah, glue stick. That's essential for me.
That's true. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is a shocker, watercolor paper.
Absolutely. Hot press or cold press?
I really prefer cold press. I'm not a fan of hot press.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's too slippery for me. I like the way the water soaks into cold press. So I'm a cold press girl. Mm-hmm. What's your second item?
A number 2 pencil.
You're a scribbler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice, good lead.
So are you thinking, what will you be doing with it? Will you just be scribbling, or do you see yourself journaling with that as well?
Well, I think both, because the pencil can serve, both purposes. I can write with it, I can doodle with it and scribble with it. I just really like a good pencil. So I opted for that rather than a pen.
So how do you decide whether or not it's a good pencil? Like, what are you looking for?
I don't like a soft lead. I like something that's a little bit dark, but not too dark. My favorite is the Faber-Castell. It has a grip on it, these little dots on it.
Yes.
So it actually looks kind of cool too, but it just has a nice hard lead that's not too dark. It's kind of hard to explain, really. When you grab a tool or a supply, what makes you grab that paintbrush or that pencil over all the other ones that are in there? It's kind of intuitive, really. You just sort of, there's something about it that you really like.
Yeah, and I think it fits in your hand.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Mm-hmm. All right, how about you?
Okay. Mine is a watercolor mini palette set. So this is a mini palette that opens up, and I squish as many half pans in one that will possibly fit. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to fill that middle section too with all of my favorite colors. I'm going to take that. So I probably have room for about 18 colors.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm.
So that should be enough because I love to mix. So yeah, I'm going to take a watercolor palette.
All right. How about your third one?
My third one is I'm going to take, this is kind of a cheat, but I'm going to take 2 brushes and I'm counting it as one. I'm going to take a number 6 round and I'm going to take a number 2 round.
Okay.
So 2 for detail work and 6, I started out with a huge brush and I've decided that I really like a smaller brush. So I'm going to do a 6. And I really like the brushes that are from Hobby Lobby. They're called the Master Touch.
Okay.
I have brushes that are 3 or 4 times more expensive. and I don't like them as well. This is my favorite brush at the moment.
Yeah. It's like I said, you've got, and I have, eventually I'll get to my brush, but yes, where you have all these brushes or these tools and there's one or two that you just grab for each time. And it's sort of like, okay, why, when I have these others, or maybe even like you said, more expensive ones, but those are the ones I really, really like. It fits well in your hand. You just like the way it works. You like the size. Mm-hmm.
Right. I like, these have snap to them, so they spring back.
Mm.
I have tried some brushes that I found were really soft.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that at all. They just, for me, they just kind of smush the color and then they don't snap back up, and I'm not a fan.
Cool.
Okay, what about you?
Deli paper.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Just think, if you were on a desert island, how many ways you could use deli paper.
Toilet paper.
That's true. You could wrap your food in it, your coconuts or your fish.
This is true.
Berries, whatever you found. So deli paper is smart.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should be deserted with you, because you've got some good stuff here.
Mm-hmm. Always be prepared.
Were you a Girl Scout?
I was.
So was I.
Although, is that the Girl Scout motto or the Boy Scout motto?
It's Boy Scouts.
That's it. Yeah, that's okay. It's always good to be prepared. Yeah. So deli paper for sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My next one is a mechanical pencil with extra lead.
Ooh, okay. I know you like mechanical pencils.
I do. I like a mechanical pencil. You don't have to keep sharpening it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the ability to change leads.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
Okay. What's your next one?
True Rea Construction Paper. Because I can use it for everything. Yeah. I can paint on it. I can watercolor on it. I like that it gets crinkly. Yeah, I just love it. That's my, like, right now, that's something that I really love using. So, and I use it all the time. It's my under paper. It's my paper. I can use it for so many different things. So right now, yeah, that's my paper.
It does take paint well.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing. And it's so cheap. I mean, it's construction paper, but it's a little bit heavier than a normal paper, and it's a little bit smoother. So it's not exactly like construction paper. So yeah, that's right up there at the top for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cross between newsprint
Mm-hmm.
and construction paper or sketch pad paper.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I hadn't tried it until I took your new class. What's the name of it? Bundles of Joy?
Oh, yeah, booklet Bundles of Joy. Yeah, for sure.
Which was tons of fun, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I like that one. My next one is an eraser. And I like a stick eraser. Yeah, I like to erase. I like stick erasers. I don't like, those erasers used in school that are rectangular.
Oh, okay. They
I like the ones
up the paper. They like tear up the paper, I think.
What does?
Those fat ones, those like rectangular ones. So when you say a stick eraser, what do you mean by a stick eraser?
It looks like almost like a mechanical pencil.
Oh,
and you
okay.
keep, as the eraser goes down, you just keep popping it up, and it's this long tube of eraser.
Oh, okay. Okay. Like an X-Acto blade where you pop up okay. I see. Uh-huh.
Like that. And it keeps it clean. I hate a dirty eraser. You try to erase something and there's this smudge all the way across your paper.
Uh-huh. Oh.
That's really annoying. So that's why I like stick erasers.
Okay. All right. And I don't like a dirty eraser either, although I don't use an eraser that much. So that's good to know.
Okay. Next.
My next one is a brush. And I also like inexpensive brushes. The brand that I really like is the Simply Simon. And I have a round number 2 on my list. I have several of the rounds. They're my absolute favorite. And I like a shorter brush rather than the long brush, like the handle. I like the shorter handle. And I have a lot of brushes, but that's the one, that brand and those rounds, some of them a little bit fatter than the others, are the ones I always gravitate to. And of course, I do make the mistake of using my brushes with watercolor and acrylic. And I know you're not really supposed to do that, but I'm not really a watercolorist. I like to mix all that together. So I guess it's okay for what I'm doing. But
yeah, I think you can set your own rules.
That's exactly right. Yeah. All right. How about you? What's your next one?
an ultrafine Sharpie.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is my doodle pen. This is my illustrative line drawing pen. This is my journal pen. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I've tried everything.
Yeah.
I've tried all the major brands of journaling pens, and I come back to a Sharpie every time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And there's so many great ones out there. But again, what do you find that you are drawn to that you keep coming back to? But you use the pen in your watercoloring as well, because you do
Yes,
some pre-work and then watercolor, and then you do some where you watercolor and then do your pen work. So
right, I
yeah.
do.
And you said ultra fine. Is that the one you like? Ultra
Hmm.
fine.
I like this. Yeah, the
Okay.
finest one.
Yeah, cool. All right. My next one is watercolors. I didn't really think it through and come up with a way to cram my case, but
I'll help
yeah,
you with that.
yeah, okay, but yeah, no, I think that's important because then I do like to mix my watercolors and I do like to work with acrylics, but right now my acrylic process is or my watercolor process is very different than yours. I'm more just slapping the colors on the paper and I love working with those. So I think that would be important to have, and we'll have plenty of water around us so
Mhm.
we can use them.
No problem. Do you
Right.
have a favorite brand of watercolor? Is that
Well,
too hard a question?
no, I like the tube watercolors because they're so vibrant, and but I've tried the Shihans and the Daniel Smiths, and then what's the other one that I just recently started getting? What is it? The Winsor Newton? I can't remember which one, but so I think it's more of the colors that I like versus maybe the brand. But I do like the tube watercolors just because they're so rich and so vibrant and they go so far. I
They
mean, you
do.
can get so much out of those colors. So
Hmm.
yeah. And I know that you have a lot of those same ones as well as I do. So
I do. Yeah, I have a lot of student grade ones too.
mhm.
I think the Prima, did they change their name to Art Philosophy?
Oh, that's a good question. Cause I was thinking when you sent me that image the other day about, ooh, maybe we need to get these. And I was like, oh, I've been really kind of crushing on those Primas. And I looked and I was like, is that the same one? And I'm wondering if they have, cause their colors they're beautiful. And
They
yeah.
are. I have several. I'm just going to say several. I'm not going to tell you the real number. I have several of their palettes, and the two new ones that
Oh,
just came out. I have my eye on the one that's called Currents, and it's
yeah.
all blues and greens.
It's
They've got,
beautiful.
yeah, I love those greens,
Mhm.
leaves,
Yeah, of course.
florals.
Hmm.
So I'm crushing on that new palette, which does not come out for another week. It's not
Oh,
available yet.
oh, okay.
But yeah, I would like to know the answer to the question because it looks like Prima has changed their name to Art Philosophy.
Well, they definitely have moved in that direction now. As you know, they were very well known at one time for a lot of their flowers, the
Mhm.
the silks and all. But they definitely have kept up and moved in that direction. So their palettes are beautiful.
They are.
Hmm.
And I think they kind of straddle the line between student grade and professional.
Hmm.
They're they're nice. I mean, I enjoy them. I really like them. And having that small palette that's, I don't know, I'm guessing it's like 3 by 5. That's a guess.
Oh, that's a good size. Hmm.
Yeah, it's a small palette. I really enjoy them. You can throw that in your bag anytime.
I need to try those. I mean, I've seen them. They're all over Instagram, but I've yet to actually try them out. I just need to come to your house and try them out first, and then
Exactly.
I'll know.
Yeah, borrow.
Yeah.
Seriously, come and
Yeah.
borrow one
Hmm.
or two. I have more than
Yeah, you do.
two.
All right. What's your next one?
Sketch pad.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So this one is for when I want to sketch, and this is going to be my journal. So I'm
Uh-huh.
going to journal, hoping to
Yes.
be rescued before I run out of paint
Okay. There you
and
go.
food.
And food.
Maybe not in that order. So sketch pad.
Okay. Awesome. See, I see some overlap in our lists. My next one is acrylic paint. Got to have that. Now, if I were to, I know that we had 10, but I'm kind of maybe I can group them together in like a little
Okay.
pouch, a little kit, a little pouch of colors. I would absolutely have to have black and white. Probably Payne's gray is in there. Opera rose, probably green, gold,
I
and
knew that one was.
cobalt teal. So at
Yeah.
least those. And there's another one I really like. It's the Derwent yellow. Is it? Trying to think of who. Deco Arts. I love that color. So, and I can mix. I can kind of blend in some of those other colors and create some new ones. But yeah, so those are definitely my favorites as far as colors go.
Are you mixing brands or are you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're mixing.
Absolutely. Yep. I would say some Liquitex, some Golden, and the Deco Arts. And then I think the Opera is probably, I think that's a Winsor Newton, but there are some other companies that do a similar color, but I think that's the one that I have that I really like. But Liquitex has amazing colors. So
I'm really surprised that you're not taking Amsterdam's. You introduced me to Amsterdam.
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, it's colors, but there's that olive green light by Amsterdam. So that one, yeah, you're right. That one's the one I really like better than the green gold. So okay, add that to it.
Okay.
Add another small tube in there.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay, my next one is Dotto repositionable adhesive.
Oh my gosh, people, let me tell you about that.
I'm always telling you, are you ordering? Could you get me a case?
Oh my gosh, I know. So many of those. Yes.
If I had to guess, because I started with Dotto, which when it was called Hermafix.
That's right.
It was a totally different company before it was bought out. So I've been using it for at least 15 years, and it is my adhesive of choice. I adore it. And I don't just use it in art. I use it in life as well. Anytime you want to turn anything into a sticky note, you just use that. My husband and I do December Daily every year, and we go through at least 2 boxes, sometimes 3 boxes. So yeah, I've probably purchased at least 100 of those over the years. At least. I probably don't realize the number's probably like 400, but I'm going to go with 100.
There you go.
But that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Have you ever used it?
I don't know that I've used that particular one, but I remember back in the scrapbook day when I kind of first started, there was those little rollers that had the adhesive. I think that's what it is, right? It's one of those that rolls, or are they little pieces that come out?
It's actually dots that come off.
Dots, okay.
But not like a glue dot. It's like, lots of little dots.
Yes. Okay.
And they're sticky, and when you get them somewhere you don't want them, you just rub them and they disappear.
Really? Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. Okay.
It's my favorite, and it's getting harder and harder to find.
Oh.
Because the big box stores like Michael's used to carry it, and now they don't. So I think I'm getting it, if I remember right, Amazon.
Okay.
Now, because it's hard to find. I do have a stockpile, but it's not big enough.
No, not for. Are you kidding? For December Daily alone, you need a lot. Yeah.
I do. So if, Donna would like to contact me, I would be glad to order it by the case direct from them. Love it. Mm-hmm. Okay, what's your next one?
Oh, the jelly plate.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. See, I got my acrylics. I've got my paper. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the jelly plate.
So I'm going to ask you, is a brayer on your list, or are you putting that in with your jelly plate?
No, I had to limit to 10, right? So I was really trying to be good because I figured push comes to shove. I've got my hands and my fingers and I can just smush the paint on there if I had to.
Okay.
But you did lump 2 brushes together. So
I did.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and add jelly plate with the brayer because you kind of need them. So
you do.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a big one, 8 by 10. Perfect. That'll be a good size for me. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mine is another cheat.
Okay. What is it?
It's a set. Well, you can't have one. It's the Posca pens.
Oh yeah. The black, the white, and the tips, right? All the tips.
Yeah, I have all the color. Well, that's not true. I have 2 sets. So I have brights, and then I think they call it pastels. Okay. It's a very Eastery looking set.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Pinks and yellows and greens and lavenders. It's really pretty.
Nice.
So they're all in a mug. So I'm going to pick up that mug and count that as 1. Now, if that's a cheat, it's a cheat. But
okay.
So here, I'm going to ask you, have you seen the new Derwent graphic pens?
I don't think
I think
so.
graphique.
Okay.
They're like Posca's, only it looks like their tips are thinner.
Oh, okay.
And there's some people doing some really cool stuff with those.
Mhm.
I'm very interested in checking those out as well.
Okay. No, I have not. I'm not quite as into those kind of pens, or I don't even really use markers that much. So I'm kind of, a lot of those different colors. You're kind of the one that introduced me to the Posca pen anyway. I have the white and the black. That's all I have. And I'll use those sometimes in my journal if I want to write over paint or something
Hmm.
that's in there, but I don't really have a lot of those. So no, I'm not familiar with the new one. So it'll be interesting to
Yeah,
see
I'd
what
like to
those are
try.
like.
Well,
Yeah.
when you come over and you borrow my watercolor set, I'm going to give you my mug of Posca pens.
Okay.
You're going to change your mind when you play with those colors.
Okay.
They're great. Okay, your turn. Is this your
Okay.
last one?
No, I think that's 9, right?
Yeah, that was my number 9.
Yeah, and this is
Your
my
number
9.
9? Okay.
Scissors. Scissors.
Oh, okay.
Be prepared. Scissors, because I can make stencils with my construction paper to use on my jelly plate. And of course, I have them for cutting other things and cutting pages and creating my own journal. So yeah, scissors. Got to have scissors. I was debating because it's kind of a wasted supply, I think, but scissors are important.
Yeah, I mean, I can see you could get by just tearing things.
Yeah, but
But yeah, scissors will be good to have.
yes. Yep, scissors.
Okay, my last one. I have a lot of these too.
Oh,
Are you
see,
seeing a theme?
it's
My
not what
last
I thought. It's not what I thought it was going to be.
my last one is a cute bag to keep it all in.
Ah, yeah, okay.
I love an organizational tote bag.
Hmm. How big?
Love.
How big is it?
These are not big items. It could be pretty
Hmm.
small,
Okay.
but I'm going to make it big so I can carry my coconuts and my berries and stuff in it as well.
Okay.
Lobster. I'm hoping I can find crab and lobster.
Shrimp.
That would be good.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going with a large one, but yeah, I'm going with the cute bag. It's got to have zippers. It's got to have lots and lots and lots of pockets so I can organize everything because I love me some organization.
Hmm. Oh, I like that. I don't have that on my list, but yeah, I could have, yeah, I should have put that on my list. My last one is a sewing machine.
I knew it. I do want to know, are you taking electricity with you?
Well, see, that's what I was debating. I'm like, all right, it can be anything, right? Okay, a battery operated sewing machine. Of course,
Okay,
that
that's
only
not
lasts me
bad.
for so long, right? But think about it. I can make my own journal.
Solar. A solar
Solar.
sewing
There
machine.
you go. Okay, solar and self-threading. That's the bomb. But I mean, I can make my journals, I can make whatever, and I can sew together palm fronds and make my own clothes. I can make a shelter if I need to. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, sewing
That's
machine.
really smart. Taking sewing machine. I'm not kidding. That's smart.
I
As
figured
long as
you
you
would have it on there.
know. Not right now. But yeah, that makes sense. As long as you have electricity or a really, really long extension cord,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
might need.
I know. I debated it. It was on my list, but I thought, well, you know what? I really want that, so I'm going to throw it on there. Yeah.
I have seen you put a sewing machine in your carry-on luggage.
Yes. My sewing machine is not very big and it's not heavy. And many years ago when I was traveling and teaching and even going to retreats to be a student, I would take my sewing machine with me and I'd put it in a carry-on and I would be able to put it in the overhead bin. And I remember on a trip, I was going, I think it was to Arizona, and it was a smaller plane and we had to go out on the tarmac and they didn't have the overhead space like they do on the bigger planes. So we had
Right.
to check the bag there at the plane. And I refused to do it. Well, let's just say I was like declining to check it. And they were like, no, you have to check it. I was like, oh no. And so they put the tag on it and then they tossed it onto the little thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be broken. But it did not break. And now I make sure I pack it with clothes and put some cushioning around it. But I took it to Belgium last year.
Did
Oh
you?
yeah. Oh yeah. So it goes with me everywhere.
Did you have to use an there had to be an adapter, right?
Yeah.
Can you just plug it in, or you had to use an
Well,
adapter?
that was the first time I had taken it overseas to another country, and all I needed was the adapter. But where I was at, they had a universal adapter. It was really cool. It was like this ring. It looked like I don't know how do you describe it, but it's like a round circle thing. It had all the different plugs, and it was already had the adapter in it for the US stuff. So I was
Oh,
able to plug it
nice.
into that. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that worked, but yeah, you just bring a regular adapter to wherever country and then just plug your sewing machine in like you would your blow dryer, your hot rollers or whatever. So
Hmm.
yeah, so that was the first time I took it overseas, but yes, I take it everywhere. It's kind of crazy, but yeah.
So, okay. Did you take your fan with you too?
Did I take my fan? I'm trying to remember. I I've taken my fan on many trips, of which I've even lost the fan because I was so desperate to get it plugged in that I forgot that I needed the adapter. That happened on my first trip to El Salvador. And I was so ready to get cool, and all of a sudden it just started smoking, and that was that. I think we did. I'm trying to think. I have a smaller one that I travel with now, so it's a little bit
Hmm.
easier. But yeah, I have to sleep with a fan. So yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I've traveled with you.
Oh, I know. I know.
As the stuff comes out, I'm like, a fan. Huh, interesting.
Oh yeah, I'll sacrifice clothes and shoes for a fan because it helps me sleep. I know it's crazy, but yeah,
No, so hey, whatever helps. That's white noise, and it keeps you cool.
there you go. That's right. That's exactly right.
Awesome. Okay, I think we're going to be okay on this island with these 10 things.
Oh, I do too. I think, and if we're together, we're going to have even more fun.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we really need any takeaways on this one because this was purely for fun.
Mm-hmm.
But if I made you think of one takeaway, what would it be? Should I go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. My takeaway is that we all have favorites, like you said, that we reach for every single time and that we couldn't do without. And we have to have them. And for me, and they have to be in a cute bag.
I would say my takeaway is that if we can narrow things down to a list of about 10 items, seriously, then it just goes to show that, we could really work with a small amount of supplies, probably unlike what we really have in our studio spaces, that we could make it work and enjoy it and be satisfied with a smaller amount of stuff.
You're right. In fact, it's often freeing to have fewer things because you're not constantly making decisions and you have to make what you have work. There's often times when I'll pull together a certain amount of things and I won't, I just refuse to get up and get anything else. I have to work with those. And I really enjoy that experience.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you're right. And it really does, I think, help you maybe be more creative because you really are limiting yourself. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a really good point. I think that's a perfect place to end it.
Okay, then. Awesome.
All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for listening, and we hope that you had fun. And it would be fun to hear what other people would take as their 10 items. So I think we should start an Instagram post, and people can find us there and list what their 10 items would be, because I would be really interested to see.
Yep. Same here. Yep. I like it.
All right. Let's do that.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Creatives Get Real.
We sure appreciate all your support.
And you can find me at sandikeene.com and my teaching site, popupartclasses.com.
And you can find me at robenmarie.com and my classes at robenmariestudio.com.